Imagine waking up one day and realizing that people's attitude toward you has changed for no clear reason. Opportunities begin to disappear. Favor turns into resistance. You feel watched, discussed, or targeted, yet no one has confronted you directly. Then imagine discovering that somewhere, someone is holding your picture, speaking words over it, manipulating your image, and using it as a spiritual access point against your life. What makes this dangerous is not that it is obvious, but that most victims never know it's happening until damage has already begun. In this video on Exposing Witchcraft TV, I am going to expose the clear spiritual signs that someone is using your picture against you, the subtle patterns many believers ignore, and how these attacks manifest in real life. By the end of this video, you will understand why your life reacts before your mind understands, be able to identify spiritual photo-based attacks, learn how to disconnect yourself from every evil use of your image, and receive powerful prayers to reclaim your identity, favor, and protection. Do not watch this casually. Watch with spiritual alertness, because what you are about to hear may explain what you've been battling silently. Sudden, unexplainable changes around you. One of the earliest and most common signs that someone may be using your picture against you is sudden, unexplainable changes in how life responds to you. Things that once flowed easily begin to resist you. Doors that were once open start closing without explanation. You try to trace the problem logically, but nothing adds up. This happens because a picture is not just an image. Spiritually, it represents identity, likeness, and authorization. When someone gains access to your picture and uses it negatively, they are symbolically saying, "This is the person I am targeting." The spiritual realm recognizes representations, and that is why the effects can manifest in your physical life. You may notice that people suddenly misunderstand you. Your words are twisted. Your intentions are questioned. Even when you do nothing wrong, you are treated as though you have offended others. This confusion is not accidental. It often reflects spiritual distortion of your image. Another sign is a sudden loss of favor. People who once supported you begin to withdraw for no clear reason. Recommendations dry up. Visibility reduces. You feel overlooked, ignored, or bypassed, even when you are qualified. Favor is spiritual, and when your image is attacked, favor is often the first casualty. You may also experience strange emotional heaviness that comes without a natural trigger. Sadness, irritation, or anxiety appears suddenly and leaves just as suddenly. This happens because spiritual attacks through images often aim to destabilize your emotions so you cannot discern clearly. Pay attention if your name starts circulating in negative conversations you did not initiate. You sense people are discussing you behind closed doors, yet you cannot identify the source. This is because when an image is manipulated spiritually, it often activates tongues and narratives against the person represented. Some people notice that their progress stalls abruptly. Plans are delayed repeatedly. Projects collapse at the final stage. It feels like something keeps interfering at critical moments. This is not always due to laziness or error. It can be the result of consistent spiritual interference linked to your image. You may also feel unusually exposed, as though your private life is being monitored. This sense of being watched is not paranoia. When an image is used spiritually, it creates a symbolic point of observation, making the victim feel vulnerable and spiritually uncovered. Another subtle sign is repeated embarrassment or humiliation that seems out of character for your life. You find yourself saying or doing things that don't reflect who you truly are. This happens because image attacks aim to damage reputation and self-perception simultaneously. These changes often happen without warning, which is what makes them dangerous. That is why discernment is critical. Recognizing these early signs is the first step to breaking the cycle, because you cannot confront what you have not identified. Strange reactions from people without clear cause. Another strong sign that someone may be using your picture against you is sudden hostility or coldness from people you have done nothing to offend. Individuals who once greeted you warmly now avoid eye contact. Conversations become tense. Smiles disappear. When you try to understand why, no clear reason is given. This happens because when a picture is used spiritually, it can be employed to project a false version of you into the minds of others. People begin reacting not to who you truly are, but to a distorted image that has been spiritually suggested to them. You may notice people misjudge your intentions. Simple actions are interpreted negatively. Your silence is seen as pride. Your confidence is seen as arrogance. Even kindness is questioned. These reactions are signs that your spiritual representation has been tampered with. Some will feel uncomfortable around you for no logical reason. They cannot explain it, yet they feel uneasy in your presence. This discomfort often results from spiritual influence, creating unexplained resistance, especially in environments where you should naturally belong. Another sign is that authority figures begin to oppose you subtly. Supervisors, leaders, or elders start finding faults where none existed before. Your mistakes are magnified, while others' errors are overlooked. This selective judgment reflects spiritual bias activated against your image. You may also notice increased misunderstanding in close relationships. Arguments start over small issues. Words are taken out of context. Emotional distance grows suddenly. Image-based attacks often aim first at relational connections, because isolation weakens spiritual defense. In some cases, people begin accusing you of things you never did or intended. These accusations feel random and unfair. This happens because when a picture is used negatively, it can be accompanied by spoken declarations or rituals that assign false labels to you. Pay attention if you feel rejected in places where you once had acceptance. Invitations stop coming. Opportunities bypass you without explanation. This is often not coincidence, but spiritual exclusion triggered by manipulation of your representation. Even strangers may react strangely to you, being rude, dismissive, or aggressive without provocation. These encounters feel abnormal and repeated. Such patterns suggest that something beyond personality or coincidence is influencing interactions. When reactions around you change consistently without a logical cause, it is a warning sign. It signals that the issue may not be you, but what is being done spiritually using your image. Recognizing this helps you stop blaming yourself and start addressing the real source. Persistent spiritual pressure and inner restlessness. One subtle but powerful sign that someone may be using your picture against you is a constant inner unrest that does not match your physical circumstances. On the surface, things may appear normal, yet inside you feel unsettled, pressured, or disturbed without a clear reason. This kind of restlessness often shows up as difficulty focusing during prayer, meditation, or quiet moments. Your mind wanders excessively. Peace feels interrupted. This happens because image-based spiritual attacks often aim to disrupt your spiritual alignment before affecting other areas of life. You may notice repeated negative thoughts that do not sound like your own. Thoughts of fear, discouragement, or self-doubt arrive suddenly and leave you questioning yourself. These intrusive patterns are not always psychological. They can be spiritually induced suggestions. Sleep may become inconsistent. You struggle to fall asleep, or you wake up tired despite resting. Some people experience sudden awakenings at odd hours with a feeling of heaviness or alertness. This is because spiritual pressure often increases when the mind is less guarded. Another sign is a feeling of being pushed or rushed spiritually. You feel pressured to make decisions quickly, speak impulsively, or act out of character. Image attacks often try to provoke mistakes that can be used to justify further attacks. You may also experience emotional swings that seem disconnected from events around you. Joy fades suddenly. Motivation drops without explanation. These fluctuations reflect spiritual interference, targeting emotional stability. Pay attention if you feel unusually drained after interacting with certain people, even when the interaction is brief. This exhaustion is not just emotional, it can be the result of spiritual energy depletion, which is common in image-related attacks. Another indicator is a persistent sense of spiritual vulnerability, as though your protection feels weakened. You may feel exposed, open, or unguarded spiritually. This sensation often arises when someone is attempting to breach your spiritual boundaries through representation. Despite this pressure, many victims blame themselves, thinking they are failing spiritually. This is exactly what such attacks aim to achieve: confusion and self-accusation. Understanding the source of the pressure helps restore clarity and strength. Persistent inner restlessness is not something to ignore. When it appears without a natural cause and remains consistent, it can be a sign that your image is being targeted to disturb your peace and spiritual balance. Recognizing it is the first step toward reclaiming your peace. Repeated negative patterns and cycles that refuse to break. Another clear sign that someone may be using your picture against you is when negative patterns begin to repeat in cycles, no matter how much effort you put in to change them. You feel like you keep arriving at the same painful point, even after starting again multiple times. These cycles often show up as almost breakthroughs. You get very close to success, healing, marriage, promotion, or stability. Then suddenly, something goes wrong. The timing feels too precise to be coincidence. This is often how image-based spiritual attacks sabotage momentum. You may notice that the same type of problem keeps resurfacing in different forms. If it's rejection, it follows you into new environments. If it's loss, it appears in different areas of life. This repetition suggests that the issue is rooted deeper than circumstances. When a picture is used spiritually, it can be employed to program outcomes, repeating the same declarations or intentions over your life. The spiritual realm responds to consistency, which is why cycles become stubborn and difficult to break naturally. Another sign is that solutions which worked for others do not seem to work for you. Advice sounds good but produces no results. Effort does not equal progress. This disconnect often leaves victims feeling frustrated and helpless. You may also feel like time is being wasted or stolen. Years pass, yet certain areas of your life feel frozen. This sensation of delay is common when destiny progress is being spiritually interfered with. Pay attention if the cycle triggers emotional exhaustion. You feel tired of trying, believing, or hoping. This weariness is not weakness. It is the result of prolonged spiritual resistance. Some people notice that whenever they pray or plan against a particular problem, resistance increases instead of decreasing. This backlash can be a sign that something is actively working to counter your progress. Repeated cycles often come with a sense of inevitability, as if the outcome is already decided. This false sense of fate is dangerous because it discourages action. Image attacks thrive when people believe nothing can change. When negative patterns persist despite growth, effort, and prayer, it is time to look beyond surface explanations. These cycles may be signaling that your image is being used to enforce repeating limitations, and awareness is the first step to breaking free. Sudden attacks on your identity, confidence, and self-worth. One dangerous sign that someone may be using your picture against you is a gradual but persistent attack on your sense of identity. You begin to question who you are, what you carry, and whether you truly matter. This self-doubt often appears without a specific failure to justify it. You may notice your confidence declining unexpectedly. Things you once did boldly now feel intimidating. You second-guess your words, your decisions, and even your presence. This is not humility. It is often spiritual erosion of self-image. Image-based attacks target identity because identity governs direction. When confidence is weakened, purpose becomes blurred. This is why the enemy does not always attack success first, but attacks how you see yourself. You may begin to feel inferior in spaces where you once felt equal or valued. Comparison becomes louder in your mind. You feel smaller around others, even when you know you are capable. This distortion reflects external manipulation of your self-perception. Another sign is harsh self-criticism. You replay mistakes excessively. You focus more on flaws than growth. This internal voice feels aggressive, not corrective. Such thoughts often originate from spiritual suggestions aimed at self-rejection. Some people experience shame without a clear cause. You feel embarrassed about your life, your progress, or your past, even when no one is accusing you. Shame is a powerful tool used to silence and isolate victims of image attacks. You may also feel disconnected from your own reflection. You look at pictures of yourself and feel strange, uncomfortable, or dissatisfied. This reaction is not vanity. It can be a sign that your image has been spiritually tampered with, creating inner dissonance. Creativity and expression may reduce. You hesitate to speak up, post, create, or show yourself publicly. This withdrawal happens because image attacks aim to remove visibility and influence. Over time, you may stop celebrating your achievements. Even victories feel empty or undeserved. This emotional numbness is designed to drain joy and weaken resilience. When confidence, self-worth, and identity come under unexplained attack, it is a warning sign. It suggests that someone may be using your picture to assault how you see yourself, because once identity is shaken, everything else becomes easier to attack. Strange dreams, repeated faces, or image-focused encounters. Another revealing sign that someone may be using your picture against you is the sudden increase in strange or repetitive dreams where images, faces, or photographs are central. You may see yourself being watched, observed, or examined, even if no words are spoken. In some dreams, you see people holding objects, papers, mirrors, or phones with your image on them. The dream may feel unusually vivid and emotional, staying with you long after you wake up. Such dreams often indicate spiritual communication through imagery. You may also dream of people staring at you intensely without speaking, or of crowds watching you silently. These dreams are not random. They often symbolize spiritual surveillance or monitoring, which commonly accompanies image-based attacks. Another sign is repeatedly seeing the same unknown faces in your dreams. These individuals may feel hostile, curious, or controlling. Even if you cannot identify them, the emotional tone of the dream suggests external influence rather than imagination. Some people experience dreams where their face looks altered, damaged, or unfamiliar. This is significant because image attacks often aim to distort identity, and dreams are one of the easiest realms to project such distortions. You may also notice sudden emotional reactions after waking: fear, heaviness, confusion, or sadness without a clear reason. This lingering effect suggests the dream carried spiritual weight, not just mental imagery. In certain cases, people report dreams where personal items, photos, mirrors, clothes, or documents are being taken, burned, torn, or hidden. These symbols often represent attempts to control or limit the person's influence and presence. Even outside of sleep, you may begin to notice an unusual fixation on images. You feel uneasy about posting pictures, keeping old photos or seeing your reflection. This discomfort can be a spiritual warning that your image has become a point of contention. Recurring dreams do not come to torment you. They come to alert you. Ignoring them allows the cycle to continue. Awareness shifts you from being a victim to being spiritually alert. When dreams repeatedly involve faces, pictures, or altered identity, especially alongside negative life patterns, it can be a sign that your picture is being used as a spiritual access point, and discernment is required to respond wisely. Sudden isolation, separation, and loss of support. One painful sign that someone may be using your picture against you is unexpected isolation. People you once connected with naturally begin to drift away. Calls reduce. Messages go unanswered. You are not invited like before, yet no conflict ever occurred. This isolation is not always physical. Sometimes it is emotional. You can be around people and still feel disconnected. Conversations feel shallow. Bonds feel strained. This emotional distance often reflects spiritual interference designed to weaken support systems. Image-based attacks frequently target relationships because strength is multiplied through connection. When your image is manipulated, it can influence how others perceive and relate to you, leading to silent separation without explanation. You may notice that mentors, helpers, or favor givers suddenly become unavailable. Guidance you once relied on disappears. This removal of covering often happens before greater attacks, making discernment critical. Another sign is increased misunderstanding within family or close circles. Words are misinterpreted. Small issues escalate quickly. Peace becomes difficult to maintain. These conflicts are often fueled by external spiritual agitation, not genuine disagreement. Some people experience sudden relocation, disconnection from familiar environments, or feeling pushed out of places where they once belonged. This forced displacement can be a strategy to disorient and weaken stability. You may also feel unsupported during critical moments. When you need help most, assistance does not come. This absence can feel intentional, even if no one admits it. Spiritually, isolation makes attacks feel heavier. Isolation often leads to self-blame. You begin to wonder if something is wrong with you. This internal questioning is exactly what image attacks aim to produce: confusion instead of clarity. Yet, isolation is not always permanent. In many cases, it is a sign that something is being exposed. When false connections fall away, it prepares space for true alignment and restoration. When separation and loss of support happen suddenly and repeatedly without clear cause, it may signal that your image is being used to disrupt your relational network, and awareness is the first step toward rebuilding stronger, healthier connections. Sudden loss of favor, visibility, and recognition. Another strong sign that someone may be using your picture against you is a noticeable loss of favor and visibility, especially in places where you once stood out naturally. You are present, capable, and consistent, yet you are no longer seen, acknowledged, or recognized. You may observe that your efforts go unnoticed. Your work is overlooked. Others receive credit for things you contributed to. This is not always because of bias or competition. Spiritually, it can reflect an intentional dimming of your image. Favor is a spiritual force that attracts help, opportunity, and recognition. When a picture is used negatively, one of the main goals is to tamper with favor, causing doors to close quietly instead of loudly. Some people notice that their influence reduces suddenly. Your voice carries less weight. Your opinions are ignored. Even when you speak truth or offer value, it does not land as it used to. This can be deeply frustrating and confusing. You may also feel hidden against your will. Opportunities that require visibility, promotion, platforms, relationships, leadership begin to bypass you. This hiding is not divine rest. It is often spiritually induced obscurity. Another sign is being constantly replaced or substituted. You are present, yet someone else is chosen repeatedly. This pattern often attacks morale and makes you question your worth and calling. In some cases, your reputation may be quietly damaged. Without open accusation, people treat you cautiously. You sense hesitation around trusting or recommending you. This reflects subtle image distortion, not proven wrongdoing. You may also notice that your name is no longer mentioned in rooms where it once mattered. Discussions happen without you. Decisions are made without your input. This exclusion can feel strategic rather than accidental. Over time, this loss of favor can lead to discouragement and withdrawal. You stop trying as hard because results no longer reflect effort. This emotional shutdown is one of the intended outcomes of image-based attacks. When visibility, favor, and recognition fade without a clear reason, especially after periods of growth, it can be a sign that someone is using your picture to suppress your presence and influence. Recognizing this helps you stop internalizing the loss and prepares you for restoration. The way out. How to break free and reclaim your image. The first step to breaking free is awareness without fear. Fear gives power to the attack, but awareness brings authority. Once you recognize the signs, you shift from being a victim to being spiritually alert and positioned to respond. The next step is disconnecting your image spiritually. This begins with intentional prayer, verbally declaring that your image, likeness, name, and representation are no longer accessible to any negative or unauthorized spiritual use. You must also reclaim ownership of your identity. Speak life over yourself consistently. Affirm who you are, what you carry, and where you are going. Image-based attacks weaken when the rightful owner begins to speak with authority again. Another key step is cleansing and covering. Pray for spiritual cleansing of anything that represents you: photos, documents, personal items, digital images, and memories. Ask for divine covering over every form of your representation, both physical and digital. It is important to forgive and release bitterness, even if you do not know who is behind the attack. Unforgiveness creates spiritual access points. Releasing it does not excuse the attack. It removes their leverage. Strengthen your spiritual defenses through consistency. Regular prayer, scripture, worship, and fasting build resilience. Image attacks lose strength when the spiritual environment around you becomes fortified and hostile to interference. Limit unnecessary exposure. Be wise about where and how your image is shared. Discernment is not fear, it is wisdom. Reducing access reduces opportunities for misuse. Declare restoration intentionally. Speak restoration of favor, visibility, relationships, peace, and direction. Restoration does not happen by silence. It responds to clear, authoritative declarations. Align yourself with spiritually supportive environments. Isolation weakens resistance, but connection with spiritually alert people strengthens protection and clarity. Freedom is not only about stopping the attack. It is about emerging stronger, clearer, and more guarded than before. When your image is reclaimed spiritually, peace returns, cycles break, and your life begins to respond correctly again. As we close, remember this: awareness is your first weapon. Understanding that someone may have been using your picture against you is not to cause fear. It is to awaken your authority and take back what belongs to you spiritually. Nothing is stronger than the person who knows their God-given identity and takes a stand. You are not helpless, and no spiritual attack can succeed when you are alert, discerning, and armed with prayer and declaration. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, I disconnect every photo, picture, likeness, or image of me that has been used against me. I break every curse, spell, or assignment attached to my image. I reclaim my identity, my favor, and my destiny. Every evil scheme formed through the use of my image is now exposed and rendered powerless. Every person or spiritual agent sent to manipulate, monitor, or harm me through my image is rendered ineffective. I declare total freedom over my life, my spirit, my family, and my destiny. Lord, restore to me all that has been stolen or delayed through the misuse of my image. Restore favor, opportunities, peace, relationships, and blessings. Let my life reflect your glory and your protection in every area. I place the blood of Jesus over every representation of me. I am covered, shielded, and protected from every spiritual attack, manipulation, and unauthorized use of my image. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Lord, give me the wisdom to recognize hidden attacks, the discernment to protect my image, and the courage to act with spiritual authority whenever necessary. Do not take this lightly. Spiritual attacks through images are subtle but real. Guard your image. Speak life over yourself daily and remain alert in prayer. Your authority in Christ is your ultimate defense. From this moment onward, every attempt to manipulate, harm, or use my image for evil shall backfire. I walk in divine favor, protection, and victory. The plans of the enemy against me are destroyed, and I shall rise in full strength and purpose. Thank you for watching this teaching on Exposing Witchcraft TV. Stand firm, pray without ceasing, and always reclaim your identity and authority. Your life belongs to God, and no weapon formed against you and through your image will succeed. If this message spoke directly to your life, do not watch in silence. Type, "I reclaim my image," in the comments as a prophetic declaration. Like this video to push this truth to others who may be suffering silently. Share this message with someone who needs spiritual awareness and protection. Subscribe to Exposing Witchcraft TV and turn on the notification bell so you never miss teachings that expose hidden attacks and empower your spiritual authority. If you need prayer or want us to stand with you, drop a prayer request in the comments. Remember, what you expose loses power, and on Exposing Witchcraft TV, we expose to restore, protect, and strengthen your destiny.